All right, Melbourne, it's time once again for Under Melbourne Tonight. So stand up straight, put on your docks and stomp down to meet the gang with our very own frog marcher, Stephen Hall. Meet up with Tony Biggs as he plunges his hand into the murky depths of his bag of new music releases. Take a peek at what's new in the world of cinema with James Hound Dog. Plan around with Dr. Andy as she sets the studio into orbit. Come face to face with Rastus as he ponders another of the absurdities of life. Taste food that's never looked so good with our gourmet chefs Keely Smith and Captain Cookin himself, Carlos Raven. There's music with Times Bakery, stand-up comedy with Ed Flack. And tonight, in a first ever exclusive for Under Melbourne Tonight, there's a joke. So keep your eyes open and see if you can spot it to win the prize. Now it's over to Captain himself, Stephen.
Yeah! Brand new opening tonight from our special guest band who are in tonight, Times Bakery. And you'll be hearing more from them later on. They've got a new CD out and we're going to plug it furiously. Hello, good evening, welcome to Under Melbourne Tonight. Here we are in the bowels of RMIT. You're on Channel 31. This is completely live, and to prove it, it's 9:35 and 18 seconds. Okay, now, how are you going? How are you going? I'm going well. I feel very happy tonight. I feel so happy. Come on, guys. Thank you. I feel so happy. I feel as happy as I would feel if I had just gone up to Jabba the Hutt from Return of the Jedi and given him a great big old wedgie. And now that's pretty damn happy, and I'd like to do that for you now. My impression of me giving Jabba the Hutt a wedgie. Of course, it takes place in Jabba's palace, so we need some very specific lighting conditions. So bear with me, because this is brilliant. I don't know if we can we just get the lights in here to stay exactly as they are? Good, thanks very much. Great, yeah, great. Okay, so this is me giving Jabba the Hutt a wedgie. All right. That's how happy I feel. I'm Stephen Hall, welcome to the show. News has been happening this week. I won't pretend it hasn't. I'm not going to stand here and tell you there's been no news. And all sorts of news has been filtering in through the Under Melbourne Tonight satellite. We have our own satellite. It's pretty crap though. It's made out of some paper and some alfoil, a couple of paddle pipe sticks and a couple of mum's old cotton reels. But it works really well nevertheless. News has come through from the Reserve Bank that in January 1995 they will be releasing a brand new $5 note. It's going to be a different colour. Because they've had mountains of complaints. They're bowing to public pressure on this one. People, it would seem, a large amount or portion of the community are getting the $5 note confused with the $10 note. And that's fair enough too. Look, I've brought a couple in. Now look, can you see them? Yes, good, great. Hi, how you going? Now, I don't know about you, but I, for one, have a bugger of a time telling this $5 note apart from this $10 note. But at the same time, no, fair's fair, but at the same time, I have all sorts of trouble telling this orange apart from this baby. So, that's just me. Now, other news has been coming through the satellite, coming through the little mum's old cotton reel satellite. Prince Charles's biography has just been released. Well done, Charles. Know you're watching. How you going? Thanks very much. 600 pages long, and no one's buying it. He does go on to reveal there's one incident in 1983 when he and I visited the Pope. Now, this is a very serious moment, of course. The Pope had just had the assassination attempt. He'd been shot in the stomach. He wasn't 100%, let's face it. And Di came up to him saying, how are you going after your assassination attempt and all that? Hope things are okay, Carol? Because they're on a first name basis, of course. And so, I just amused myself. Yeah, okay. No, I'm telling the story, don't wind me up. Anyway, so we're there, and she goes, oh, how are you feeling after your assassination attempt? In the tummy. And he didn't get what was going on, and he smiled benignly and said, you are a creator of life, and he blessed her tummy. He thought she was pregnant. She was saying, you've been shot in the stomach, haven't you? And he thought, he misheard it and said, oh, you're pregnant, congratulations, thanks very much. So I think it's marvellous. The Pope has blessed Princess Di's tummy. bless your tummy. Welcome to the show. I'm Stephen Hall, and speaking of tummies, neat little segue. We're going now into the fantastic Under Melbourne Tonight cooking segment, of course. Your tummy's going to need all sorts of blessing if you eat what they cook, mate. So make them very, very welcome. Hello, Bob Franklin, if you're watching. This is Keely's Kitchen and Keely and Carlos. Keely's Kitchen.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, fortunately, we've got Carlos back again tonight after his little tummy upset last week.
Yes, thank you very much, Keely. It wasn't the, was it curried porridge that affected me? It was just that I ate too much of it.
Yeah, so
Morning,
yummy.
noon and night. I lived on it for weeks anyway, Keely.
So what have you got for us tonight, Carlos?
Keely, tonight, it reminded me of the day I was on the train, saw school kids coming home from school and to like, it's end of year and everything else, just coming up, VCE, all that sort of stuff. I thought back to my days at high school and I thought tuck shop. I thought food in the tuck shop. I thought, what did I used to eat every lunchtime without fail?
What did you eat every lunchtime without fail?
Twisty roll. So we're going to do a twisty roll tonight.
Wonderful.
Remember those days, Kelly? You just bought the bag of twisties, you got the buttered roll and you just poured them in. That made a very nutritious sort of lunch. But Kelly, you know what? The twisty sandwich or twisty roll is not just restricted to Australia. It is found all over the world.
It is indeed. So this is sort of twisty sandwiches in the 90s, Carlos.
It is.
You know, Brunswick Street goes twisty sandwich.
The French with the croissant, twisties.
Very nice, very nice.
Where do you think the cheese croissant came from?
Now, you can get twisties in chicken as well, so you can go for the vegetarian look or you can go for the high protein.
Indeed.
Yep. Lots and lots in that.
And
so,
don't they really taste like chicken?
Don't they? Well.
For mine, more chicken.
Very nice. What else have we got?
Okay, we've also got the Indian. We've got the pitta.
Yum, pocket pitta.
And with the pitta, we're just going to pour in a few twisties there.
Should we get a shot of this one? Do you think a nice big close-up?
Okay, and what else do we do for the Indian? We add the curry.
Oh, yum, yum, yum.
That'll put a bit of spice into your afternoon.
It will. Now, what else have we got? Now, that's sort of something I guess you'd eat for lunch, really, and the croissant you sort of probably eat for breakfast.
Breakfast, twisties breakfast, twisties lunch.
I see you've got a focaccia there.
Focaccia,
one of my favourites.
We'll have to go for another bag of twisties, I think. Focaccia, yes, the Italians have been into twisty focaccias for years now. Just drop your twisties in, lovely like that, and
cheese one's best for that one.
A little bit of garlic. Cheese, yes, I'll go for that. A little bit of garlic
Very
on
nice.
there, very nice.
I might get a nice shot of that one too. What do you think?
And how's that aroma?
Beautiful. So there's also the Tassie twisty sandwich as well.
Oh, there is. Tell us
You
about
have to
that.
use straight twisties because life's. In fact, I think they banned twisties in Tassies because life's pretty straight without twisties.
No, it's not true, Keely. You can make twisty sandwiches in Tasmania if you find all the straight ones. We've got Mexican twisty sandwiches, of course. Get the taco shell, put the twisties in. This is great for at parties, things like that. Everyone loves that. Drop a bit of the taco sauce on, of course. Yes.
Very nice. So what about, last week we talked a lot about jelly and we had Albert Park Jelly Lake and talked about the privatisation of water and as such the price of jelly going up. Have you got a Kennet sandwich that, viewers might be able to make?
There is a Kennet sandwich, but due to confidentiality agreements, we are unable to disclose the contents of that sandwich.
Oh no, right. Have to apply for a Freedom of Information Act or something.
We'll stop that one.
So, have you got any more?
We'll go for the American. The bagel, of course. A few twisties on the bagel. Careful to put them out on the edge, otherwise they fall through the hole, as you'll notice. Just down like that. I don't know if we can get a close-up shot of this. And then, of course, we go for the maple syrup.
Oh, yum.
Doesn't that make your mouth water?
Now, I guess you could have sausages with that, seeing as it's American, you could eat it any time of the day.
Indeed.
Any day of the year. And what have you got here in the foil?
Oh, of course. We've got the garlic bread twisty sandwich. Heat in the microwave.
So maybe if we open that up
microwave.
and have a bit of a look at it, maybe get a shot of that one, which is a sort of, that'd be very nice with a barbecue, I'd imagine, Carlos, or with spaghetti would be very nice, particularly with the cheese twisties.
Certainly with this warmer weather coming on. Sitting on the veranda in the sunset, enjoying your twisty garlic bread.
So, what else have you got for us?
Well, that's about it, really.
That's about
this
it.
week. I think we've done as much twisty sandwiches as we can from around the world.
Now, there is another idea, because we've got heaps of twisties here in different flavours, but if you run out of twisties, you know what you can do, Carlos, when you're hanging out for that special twisty munch?
Do tell, Keely.
You can drag out your old beanbag. Everyone's got an old brown corduroy beanbag in the cupboard. Drag it out, empty out that foamy stuff, you know, those little sort of things that are in the middle of it, and roll it in Parmesan cheese. Hey presto, instant twisties. And of course you can pack it back into the beanbag, put it back in the lounge, and when you're watching TV, just kind of unzip it and, you know, that endless bag of twisties.
Well, perhaps we should leave it there then, Keely, for this week. We'll see you again next week on Under Melbourne Tonight.
And if you'd like to write in,
Send your letters to Keely's Kitchen, care of RMI TV, Post Office Box 12566, A. Beckett Street, Melbourne 3000.
Letters and recipes. Oh yeah. Hi, how you going? Good. I did that with a beanbag once, and everyone was coming over to my place to watch telly and stuff, and I'm sitting there on the Parmesan cheese beanbag, as you do, and everyone was just saying, oh, who spewed? Who spewed? Who spewed? And they could never ever find it. Oh, joke was on them. Now, speaking of disgusting things to eat, Peas and Ginger Trifle is the name of the CD by our guest band tonight. They're called Times Bakery, and they're going to do a song from it now. They're going to do the title track from the killer new CD. It's only $10, you know. This CD, $10. Got to be happy with that. Peas and Ginger Trifle. Here's Times Bakery.
Bright things and fire love. What did you bring here? A picture, a book, your pretty eyes and your war and tambourines. Well, now we're just pigs in your style, like kids at a fair, but she walks so low. You sleep in a well, most imaginary. Watch how we do with you. Like the ones who watch you, their haggled eyes. What did they bring here? I shouldn't laugh, but I have for hours, 'cause I'm finding it hard to hear. I like talking to you, you're so dirty, with your eyes and your hair, but your love's so nice. I don't understand what the joke is, and it doesn't matter what you say. Girl hates peas and ginger trifle. We all know that that girl hates peas and ginger trifle.
title track from their brand new CD, and it's really good, and you can buy it for $10 and more. If you'd like to see more of Times Bakery, we'll keep watching the show because we're going to do another song later on. It's time now to introduce our very special guest comedian tonight. He's hot, he's young, he's sexy, he's a very close personal friend of mine. I've known him for minutes now. Please make him very, very welcome. Actually, a funny story about our guest comedian. I first met him 8, maybe 9 minutes ago. We were just over there, and he's not quite as tall as me. And I said, "My goodness, you're not quite as tall as me, are you?" And he said, "You know what he said?" He said, "No, I'm not." Oh, sorry, I said a funny story, didn't I? No, but seriously, folks, why do I have to stretch like this? No, it's all right. Oh, I've got to wind up now. All right, I'm going to go back and enjoy this. Now, as I was saying, great personal friend of mine. Please make him very, very welcome. He's hot, he's young, he's sexy, he's funny. He's Ed Flack. Let's hear it, Ed Flack.
How you doing? Thanks very much. Channel 31, what a place, what a great place. No expense spared. Very rich place to be. A lot of money involved here in this, I can tell. A lot of money here. I'm only getting paid a carton of beer though, unfortunately. It's amazing how much work you can get done in this country for a slab though, isn't it? Especially if you've got a mate who's a tradesman or something. Mate, I want my house rewired. How much is it going to cost? Oh, a slab? But mate, it's 2 stories high and got 57 bedrooms. Oh, I better chuck in a foil then. Imagine if the world's economy worked like that. And today, Australia's trade deficit stood at 52 billion slabs. The Dow Jones was down half a slab. And the Nikkei Dow steady on 2 cans and a slab. No, it's good to be here. Great to be down here at the old Channel 31. And I'm surprised at how much crime there is in this country at the moment. Australia's crime rate's on the increase. I was recently attacked by 3 money-hungry thugs intent on taking every last cent I had. They're the sales staff at Just Jeans. Don't you hate those people? No more than 2 items of clothing allowed in the change room. Why? You can't steal anything. There was a bloody salesperson in there with you. Going, yeah, I think you look really good in those. I think you look really good. No, they're not too tight. They'll stretch. Yeah. No, they're not too baggy. They'll shrink. Yeah. Besides, baggy's in, and I think you look really good in bright green. I think you look really, really good. I think you look really good. I think you look really. Actually, I want to have sex with you. I think you look really. They're always telling you how good you look, aren't they? The Elephant Man would look good to these people if they had enough money on him. I think that shirt makes your humps look really, really, really good. You know, and these days you never know if the jeans you're buying are badly stitched or the massive rip in the bum's really supposed to be there, do you? It's incredible. I don't watch ads. I watch a few ads on television. Like, I've seen the Greg Matthews baldness ad last night 300 times. There's nothing worse than going bald. Yes, there is, Greg, you. I hate that, man. I hate ads on television. Who's seen that, who remembers that Libra Fleur tampon ad that was on a few years ago? The one that said, safer than your best friend. I was just wondering what woman would use her best friend as a tampon in the first place. I'm sorry, Jenny, you're just not absorbent enough. Thanks, it's been great being here, and I'll catch you later. See you around.
Hey, due to the magic of television, Ed can be almost in the same room with me here tonight. I'm going to chat to him now. Can we see him through? Hi, Ed, how you going? Good, I'm just peering through the shelves there.
I can see you there.
Yeah? Okay. Now, Ed, if people want to catch you, are you playing around town at all?
Yes, the comedy spot. The comedy spot at the Inkerman Hotel on a Wednesday night is a great room to catch us every Wednesday night. Heaps of big acts there, great fun.
Yep. And the Inkerman room, where exactly is that?
Inkerman Street in St Kilda East.
I'm with you. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Ed Flack.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay. Oh, boy, it's hot up here. You've no idea. No, really, you don't. That's Ed Flack. Go and see him at the Inkerman Room in Inkerman Street in East St Kilda, where he said Wednesday night, lots of big acts. Go and see it. Have a good time. Have a laugh. Have a drink. Go on. You know you want to. Now, it's time now to move along to the show. We're going to the movies. We're going to the films. We're going to have James Hound Dog coming in here and doing a bit of a film review. James Hound Dog.
Thank you very much, Steve, and welcome to Under Melbourne tonight's film review segment once again on this lovely Thursday evening. The film I'm talking about tonight is Crooklyn, the new Spike Lee film, and uncharacteristically, I thought we'd start right now with a clip from the film, a clip which is called Is the TV On is the name of this clip. I'm just hoping that upstairs in the studio they're on the ball, because this is, you know, pretty quick of me to jump into a clip. This will give you an idea of what the Crooklyn film is all about. Let's go now.
Keep it on your head. Give me the blue and the lemon head. I try to be the only bad one. Can you please chew with your mouth closed?
Yeah. Don't stop for me, shoot. I don't need you to fight my battle.
Fool.
So hey, that's the good point. Let's watch the next. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind.
Thank you very much. I think they cut off the end of that actually. The mother screams out, "Is the TV on?" And they say no, but of course they are, because they're sitting there watching the Partridge Family. And what the Spike Lee film Crooklyn is all about is basically a 1970s family slice of life picture. You like that? The film is produced and directed by Spike Lee, who we of course know from his two good films, which were Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X. And once again, he's put himself in his film. In this one, he plays a character called Snuffy, who is a glue sniffer. And when he's sniffing glue, he actually has himself suspended upside down like a bat walking around. It's unusual, but one of those nice touches from Spike. And to show that Spike is a family man, likes keeping his family involved in the production, this film, the screenplay is written by Huey Susanna Lee and Cinque Lee and Spike Lee. So the three Lees have got together and they said, let's write about our childhood in Brooklyn, which is referred to as Crooklyn if you're a local, as a matter of fact. In the film, basically, you've got a mother who's sort of like the matriarch of the family, working hard as a primary school teacher and coming home and trying to keep the family together, and the father who's sort of like devoted to his particular type of music, which is not popular at the moment. And there's a bit of stress in the family because they've got 5 children. You got that? The matriarch, the father who's sort of interested in his music, and the 5 kids running everywhere. Let's have a look at another clip, because it's the best way of seeing this film. This one's is where the very strong little 10-year-old actress in the film, Zelda Harris, is basically just been mugged by another female in the tough Crooklyn area. Let's have a look at it.
Hey, I told you not to send me.
Get up. What on earth happened to you?
She took the darn change, too.
Who?
Peanut.
What were you doing?
Stand there getting beat up.
Some boy beat you up.
Peanut's a girl.
How big is she?
6'2", 200 pounds.
Troy, you around here wrestling and punching your brothers all the time, and you let some girl named Peanut take my groceries and my food stamps? I'll whip you butt my damn self. You go upstairs and get your brother and go get my things.
That's all right. Hate living anyway.
Now, a lot of film critics will tell you that Crooklyn is a very good film, and you know why they'll tell you that? Because they don't get out enough. The fact of the matter is that this Spike Lee film is a bit disappointing because there's nothing new from the Spikester. If you've not seen some of his films in the past, Jungle Fever or whatever, perhaps there's something new and refreshing in this film for you. But basically, I thought it's been done before Spike. Now, I'm sticking the knife in Spike here, sticking the spike in Spike as I say, Spike, stand aside. Let someone else at the giant amount of money that you are now being regularly given, and let's have another youngster have a crack at filmmaking, because you're a spent force, Spikester. I've had it up to here with you, buddy. And Crooklyn really did not do much for me. If you're going to make a slice of life film, make it a brief slice. We're in dietary times. Everyone's taking a smaller slice of the pie. What do? 132 minutes of your own childhood. Talk about ego. More than I could handle. Give us a smaller slice if you're going to give us a slice of life, buddy. Now, I just mentioned that in the one moment in the film where we break away from Brooklyn, that young actress, Zelda Harris, who is excellent, goes down to the south to stay with her family, and Spike adds that avant-garde film noir touch when he actually stretches the film, puts on the wrong lens, basically, and makes everyone look like they're starring in a spaghetti western, which I kind of wished I was watching at the time. But anyway, the most redeeming feature of the Spike Lee film is, of course, its music, because it's set in the 70s, and we're talking the stylistics, we're talking James Brown, we're talking Isaac Hayes, Curtis Mayfield, Sly and the Family Stone, the Partridge Family, as you saw before, and Jackson 5, many of your favourites. And what I thought to myself as I was watching the film and seeing film clips from Soul Train, I thought, I would rather be watching a half-hour episode of Soul Train, because I don't think Soul Train ever made it onto Australian television, and I've not seen episodes of Soul Train, but they do show us snippets in the film. So my verdict is, Crooklyn, if you've seen Spike Lee films before, I don't think this is breaking any new ground and was a little disappointing. If you haven't seen a Spike film, maybe you'll enjoy it, but you've got to agree it's too long. What we really wanted to see was more of Soul Train, the actual series, and I will leave you with a clip from the film where we get to see a little bit of Soul Train. What a great TV show it must have been in the 70s in Crooklyn. That's it from James the Hound Dog. Let's have a look at Soul Train from Crooklyn.
Quiet.
You be quiet, because the both of you can go back down
So
south.
chain line.
Oh, snap, my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, move. Somebody could get hurt. Be quiet. You can't dance.
I got no song.
Look, he's on his butt.
Hey! How you going? Thanks very much, James Hound Dog. Thanks very much, Spike. Thanks very much, Partridge Family. Thanks very much, Danny Bonaducci. It's time now. Do you reckon I look like him or what? No. No, I look like the NYPD. Thanks very much. I know what you're thinking, NYPD Blue. Now, it's time now to go back to our guest band, Times Bakery, and you know that they got their, not many people know this, they got their name off the old $10 note, which I could never distinguish from this bicycle. Time now to go back to Times Bakery with an anti-love song. It's called Seesaw. Times Bakery.
I want you here on my seesaw, seesaw, not what you say or what you do. I'd like to make you put on things and stay in the house and only do what I say. Be sure that my love is blind, my eyes are filled with laughter. Be sure that your love is fine when you only do what I say. Velvet lovers, what are these? A person in the hands worth two in the book. I'd like to make you cut your hair and stay in the house and only do what I say. Be sure that my love is blind, my eyes are filled with laughter. Be sure that your love is fine when you only do what I say. If we nail our feet to the floor, we stand and sway like hallelujah, stuck in center where nothing else will ever change. I want you here on my seesaw, seesaw, not what you say or what you do. I'd like to make you put on things and stay in the house and only do what I say. Be sure that my love is blind, my eyes are filled with laughter. Be sure that your love is fine when you only do what I say. If we nail our feet to the floor, we stand and sway like hallelujah, stuck in center where nothing else would ever change. I want you here on my seesaw, seesaw, not what you say or what you do. I'd like to make you put on things and stay in the house and only do what I say. Be sure that my love is blind, my eyes are filled with laughter. Be sure that your love is fine when you only do what I say.
This will be interesting.
Hey!
It's interesting camera work going on here.
Hi, how you going? Good. It's time now to join... Oh, yeah, good on you, Kylie. Time now...
It's all happening.
It's all go. Time now to join Mr. Rastus for a complete waste of everybody's time. Hooray, buddy!
And And first up, I'd like to say g'day to Dave Butt down in Apollo Bay. We can actually be picked up in Apollo Bay, which is whatever camera we're on. We're on this camera now.
Hello, look at us.
Dave Butt, g'day, how you going? Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Butt.
Love your work, hats off. He's from the famous Butt Brothers band.
I love their work. I've got all their albums.
So anyway, actually, during the week, there was an article on the very first McDonald's that was actually ever in Victoria. And there was a story about this one woman who actually worked there. Her name was Heather. And she said, everyone wanted to try McDonald's. The restaurant's atmosphere that night was electric. Heather said, the enthusiasm and hype of the place was infection. Everyone seemed happy. Now, this is McDonald's, for God's sake. You've got to get a life. But anyway, and Heather still has her original McDonald's uniform, along with cards used in the training program, a copy of the first menu, and most importantly, the McDonald's 10 Commandments of Customer Service. Heather,
how do they go? Wait a minute, tell me about the 10 Commandments of Customer Service.
I'll just read out one. The customer is not a cold statistic. He is flesh and blood, a human with feelings and emotions like our own. Sounds like a script for an old 50s sci-fi film, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
And apparently Heather says, we were taught to hustle or look busy at all times. Now the hustle, that's a dance from the late 70s, isn't it? It would have been a very interesting story.
I would have liked to have been there, that would be good.
It would have been very cool indeed. Now actually, ever in the history of all mankind,
Here we go.
as a sober person, walked into a 7-Eleven or a Food Plus or a service station that's open all night and said, chicken torpedo, that looks appetising. No. Have they? No one has ever done that.
Not if you're sober. Not if you're sober.
Or even those little tins of beans, those ravioli bolognese or whatever they got, the red meat and stuff. I actually tried one of them when I was sober and they're inedible. They're actually made of industrial waste. Yet, when we are pissed, as we often are,
Out of our tiny little minds.
the first thing that attracts your eye is, ooh, chicken torpedo. Wouldn't mind taking that home for a bit of a munch on. Or one of those tins, yeah, that'd be happy.
You'd even eat this. You would, wouldn't you?
It's unbelievable what you will eat when you piss.
Unbelievable.
So Mr. Watto and myself, we've decided to start our own company. It's a convenience store.
It's a franchise, isn't it?
It's a franchise.
And it's going to be your very own family restaurant.
That's exactly right. It'll only be open between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. That's going to be like an 11 to 7.
Yeah, the opposite.
And it's going to be called McFastus's.
Yes.
It's just for piss people to actually get food, and no sober people should ever come in because we don't want any riffraff.
None of that.
And the food sold will be chicken torpedoes, those tins of the crap, whatever they are. There will be pies. There'll be two types of pies.
What would they be?
They'll either be burnt,
Yes.
or they'll be kind of cooked on the outside but very frozen in the middle.
Yeah.
There'll be two types of hot dog.
Can you get ones that are both?
Oh yes, I think you can. We'll be actually having that option.
Good.
There'll be two types of hot dog.
What would they be?
One will be dry and the other one will be uncooked. And they'll all be served on buns that are a week old.
Unreal. When you're pissed, there is nothing more delicious, is there?
And what else do you eat when you're pissed? Anything with bright coloured packaging, I think. So we're just going to have bright coloured packaging, and inside you're just going to find like potatoes and maybe some bricks or stones or something. And you're going to have to try and eat them.
You just don't care, do you?
And no matter what you buy, everything will come to a total of $35, because when you're pissed, you'll just spend any money, won't you?
Yep. That's
also
true.
sold at McFastus's.
McFastus's.
At
yes.
McFastus's, we will sell traffic cones and road signs. So you don't have to actually collect them on your way home. So you can get home, wake up in your bed, there'll be a traffic cone there, and you say, you wonder where I got that from? McFastus's.
You know, a lot of people think he's stupid.
Yeah, it's all one of them.
Yeah, that's my point.
And also, I'll be the club mascot, the restaurant mascot. I'll be Rastus McFastus.
The world famous magical drunk. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be great. All the kids will be coming round about 12 o'clock at night.
As you do.
And they'll be coming in. Come and do us a trick, McFastus. Or you do the kids.
I'll be the kids, you be Rastus McFastus, okay? Because you're going to be him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here, okay. Rastus McFastus, the world famous magical drunk. Do some magic for us, Rastus McFastus.
Yeah, all right. As soon as you give me $1.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. We do
all right,
magic tricks, all those crappy magic tricks.
There's your $1.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
What's $1? Yeah, go on.
There you go, kids. Right, now let me get on with your drinking. Thanks very much.
See, that was really good, I guess.
Anyway, so that's McFastus's. If we can get someone interested in actually buying into the franchise, we'll be opening that up within about 3 weeks. And we'll be the first customers, I think, so we'll sell all their money there.
And the last.
Okay, that's the end of that.
Okay.
Now, the competition we had last week, name all 5 members of Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory
Expedition. The kiddies who got the gold tickets. The competition was to name all of the kiddies.
That's right. We gave away 2. The band, Mrs. Butcher over there, they gave away another one. And yet we still had no winners.
Because we had no entries.
So there we go.
Kind of handy because there was no prize either.
In a second, we're going to be giving you the address to actually write entries to. And this week's competition is, there are 2 great songs in the world inviting people to fight. One of them is Beat It by Michael Jackson. The other one is Do You Want to Be in My Gang by Gary Glitter. Right. The question is, which gang would you rather be in, Michael Jackson's or Gary Glitter's?
We were thinking about this the other night because, yeah,
and you really just don't want to be in either, do you?
Nah, Michael, nah. See, if you like...
He's got that red, he's got that red vinyl jacket on. He's not going to scare anyone, is he?
Yeah, he's not scary. He's wussy, if anything. A strong breeze, and there he goes, you know. So, but Gary Glitter, whoa, if Gary Glitter...
he's not real tough, but he's kind of scary in a way, isn't he? Because he walks out and he does this...
If he comes up against another gang, they're going, holy, you don't mess with the crazy man, let's get out of here, man.
And he just looks like that all the time. I saw him at a concert in '85 and he still looked like that. And the audience is laughing at him and he thought he was being very cool indeed. So if you want to actually enter that competition in 50 words or less, if you know 50 words,
I don't.
If you can write in 50 words or less, which gang you'd rather be in, Michael Jackson's or Gary Glitter's?
The Glitster.
The Glitster, sorry. Always getting that wrong. If you would write into this address, thanks, Andrea.
Thanks. Send your letters to Stephen Rastus, care of RMI TV, Post Office Box 12566, Beckett Street, Melbourne 3000.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the end of everybody's waste of everybody's time this week.
Okay, thank you very much, Rastus, for wasting everybody's time. Woo! Now, it's a very serious moment in the show. No, stay here, don't go. I'm frightened. Now we're going on to a science segment with Dr. Andy. She couldn't be here this week, so never mind. She couldn't be here this week, so here's one we prepared earlier. Dr. Andy's science segment. I think it's called Why Is It So?
Is that with Mum's cotton reels as well?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, well, you know scientists are really resourceful, Stephen.
Fred.
They are,
Yep.
and Fred is too. And of course, Australia, leading in the space race, and you'll be aware of the research that's hit the papers.
I think Hubble, I think success.
That's right. Well, let me show you some Australian resourcefulness in space research. The scientists, they're low on funding, like everybody is. They went into the
Do they live in there? They must be so strong. How do they get in that door?
In actual fact, this is what you'd find in every scientist's tea room, tea bags.
Wow,
Now,
just like us.
The scientists said we need to use what we already have. We need to be resourceful with materials we already have. And of course, the humble tea bag, in fact, will launch us into the space race, Stephen. That's what we're going to do tonight.
The humble tea bag.
The humble tea bag.
What about the arrogant tea bag? The one over there in the corner is a bit full of himself.
Bit cheeky, yes. We'll just flick that one over there. What we're actually going to do, Stephen, is some live surgery right here on under Melbourne tonight. We're actually going to dissect a tea bag. Yes, and there it is. The tea bag has the string and the tag, and we don't need the tag, so I'm actually de-tagging this tea bag. And
cutting the cord.
For those of you that are vegetarians, might perhaps tune out in this next segment, because we are going to get into the guts of the tea bag. Yes, we're dissecting it. Did you know tea bags have a very tiny little staple, Stephen?
Yes.
Oh. Well, okay then. Well, you heard it here on Under Melbourne Tonight.
You wouldn't get this on commercial television.
No, you wouldn't. I'm just undoing the tea bag. I'm actually going to... Remember, we're turning this piece of tea bag into space research. We're actually going to turn this tea bag into a rocket. We're being resourceful with things we've got. Okay, so we're actually going to pour the tea out of the tea bag.
Onto my brand new desk.
Onto our brand new Tonight Live desk here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're actually going to send it off into space on a space mission.
Okay.
So, and I've got one here, just like those cookery programs. Don't you just love it? One already prepared. Yes, prepared earlier. Yep. Okay, now I'm just going to stand this up, Stephen. There we go.
Stand it up. Stand them both up, damn it.
Stand them both up.
Go crazy. You're only
I will, that's right. And off we go.
Don't you have to do
launch.
something to the top of them?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you want to.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, what Stephen was referring to, you can scrunch the top up slightly. For those of you who like to scrunch the top of your tea bags. Actually, it might help. It does help to light it.
Oh, no, okay.
No, we'll just get right into it and see whether or not we're able to.
Yay,
there we go. One tea bag. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, they're both gone. There we go, the tea bag rockets. Now, this is the segment because it's called the...
Why is it so?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. The
Science segment.
Science segment. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I am.
Actually, the tea bags have gone into orbit here. We're just watching for these like ashy black things to in fact land on his lovely coiffured hairdo here.
They haven't gone into orbit. They've just gone up that.
Well, oh, here comes one now. The reason it in fact takes off is because the combusted material of the tea bag is in fact quite light.
Yes.
And
What is it? What's it made out of?
it's made out of tea bag material. And the tea bag paper-like type material, whatever it's made out of,
That's called
burns.
Bag X.
Bag X.
It's a space-age
And
polymer
we're
formula.
actually trapping a warm pocket of air, and of course, warm air rises, which means that you should be floating up somewhere around there with the tea bags.
Why, if you wasn't a
That
scientist,
was just one of those sort of like talk show host jokes.
Why, for 2 cents I...
Anyway, so that's what happened. You get a warm pocket of air, and it's trapped in the combusted material, which is very, very light. We can see the remnants of the tea bag rocket there, and it floats.
Great.
And
Yeah,
hey,
make a
like this will really improve your social life.
You reckon?
I reckon. Look, I mean, like you show somebody this, and they'll just go, oh, wow.
You're a geek.
That's pretty special. Yeah, like the rest of the scientists.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen, well, I'm off with my tea bags and my little red crate.
You're off for a nice cup of tea.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
So, have fun.
Thank you for showing us your warm pockets.
Okay, bye.
That was dirty, yeah. Gee, you later. Oh, I see, it's me now. Hi, how you going? I've still got the swizzle stick to prove it. Now, it's time on Under Melbourne Tonight to introduce our weekly look at the brand new music clips that are around town with our guru and his Fartosaurus. Please welcome Tony Biggs.
Thank you. And hello, Fartosaurus. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sniffing the Glove once again on Under Melbourne Tonight, Channel 31. I hope you've been with us since our inaugural broadcasts. If you have, try and let us know, would you? As you've heard for the sort of response Stephen and Rastus get to their competitions. And I might add, the sort of response we've been getting to our request for you to send in your own band's videos for us to play here on this very program. Zip, nothing. Well, fine. Wallow in obscurity. See if we care. The opportunity is there for you. All you got to do is send it in to us. I'll get Andrea to give you the address later on. Not just yet, Andrea. Don't panic. It's okay. Now, the best joke I've heard this week was actually courtesy of Al and Bud Bundy. Al, watching television, suddenly went, well, this looks good. The Barnaby Jones reunion show. Bud went, Dad, that's the new Rolling Stones video. Al went, oh, yes. I thought that looked too old to be Barnaby Jones. Apparently the Stones will be out here soon. Why did I bring this up? Because a man who, for our first clip tonight, a man who can probably sing you, off the top of his head, I'd say 5 Rolling Stones albums at least. And he's done it several times with me in drunken states. It's a man named Nick Barker. Nick's got an album out called Happy Man at the moment. This is about the 3rd single off it. And this is called Time Bomb. Nick Barker.
I've been sweet and I've been good till you walked on home through my neighborhood. Now I watch you and I want you to know when I hold your hand, I won't let go. I'm walking, talking, ticking time bomb. Well, I've been taking every ride from strangers, 'cause there ain't nobody.
Well, the Fartosaurus quite enjoyed that one, but lighten up, Nick. In fact, he probably will lighten up. He'll be on my particular radio program this Saturday night on Triple R, The Big Stain. Not for any particular reason, except that he's got these spiffy bootlegs of people like Neil Young and that. So Nick will be in on Saturday night to bring them in. Now, there's quite a lot of good gigs on this weekend in Melbourne town, including Bo Weevils launching a new CD this Friday at the Evelyn. Whitley fans, don't forget Steve Morse is in town at the Continental on Friday and Saturday night. Ian Stephen back in town. Who remembers the Slaughterman? Yes, Jesus saves white trash like me. Well, Ian Stevens back in town next Wednesday night at the Continental. The Meanies are at the Bridge Mall in Ballarat this weekend. Of course, they're headlining the big Push gig coming up at Luna Park on the 16th. Prey TV and Billy Baxter, that's a great double bill at the Tote on Friday night. Charlie Marshall and Body Electric launching their splendid CD at the Putters on Friday night. The Splatterheads are in town. Stephen, our very own Stephen, should like the Splatterheads, formerly the Lompoc County Splatterheads, but they had to shorten the name, that's true. And don't forget Pantera in town Monday and Tuesday night. Now, early on this week, I didn't get to go and see him, but apparently Rastus did. And so for anyone who went along to the show and bought the on-sale Lycra bicycle shorts, Pet Shop Boys fans, you'll like this one. This is the Urban Cookie Collective, and Bring It On Home.
Friends are in the ghetto, friends out on the street. Take a leaf from the good book. Some say life ain't cheap. Remember where you came from. You can still return, 'cause home is where the heart is. Let the candle burn. My mama always said to me, girl, you shall be back. When you need a shoulder, I will reach across the tracks. Across the tracks, up and round the bend. Hear my voice calling you from the other side again. Just bring it on home to me. Bring it on home to the family. Bring it on home. Such a beautiful place. Bring it on home. Full of joy and harmony. Bring it on home to me.
Well, I'm afraid the Fartosaurus didn't like it, because Fartosauruses, dinosaurs in general, can't dance. White men can't jump, dinosaurs can't dance. It's an inoffensive piece of music, but, you know. Now, a quick bit of news. This is hot poop from the lips of the hound dog. Kiss will be playing in Melbourne on Wednesday, February the 8th at the Tennis Centre, okay? Tickets will be $45 plus booking fee. Hey, if REM can charge $51 for an outdoor show and I'll probably piss down at the Music Bowl, I'm quite happy to pay $45 for Kiss. And the night before there's a Kiss convention at the Hilton Ballroom, apparently, where they'll turn up and put their makeup on you. But that's Wednesday, the February the 8th, Kiss at the Tennis Centre. You heard it here first. Now, what do they think of that? Because the hound dog is going to be talking to the people who've made our final clip for this evening. Yes, Ween. Dean and Gene Ween. Use Mr. Tongue and Mr. Lips. Dean and Gene Ween. Hound dog will be talking to them Monday week on Fast Fictions on Triple R. That's between 8 and 10 on Monday nights. That's November 21st, he'll be talking to Ween. The new Ween album is called Chocolate and Cheese, and I want a poster of the cover, because it looks like one of those old Ronnie Montrose albums from the 70s. I won't go into it any further. But the first single of it is a very odd piece. I'll leave you with this. I'll see you next week. This is Ween, and I can't put my finger on it.
Is it alive? Does your life can you survive under the sun? I can't put my finger on it. Is it green? Is it red? Is it alive or is it dead? I can't put my finger on it. Staring with the nails of the days in the past. I can't put my finger on it. Is it brown? Is it white? Is it really out of sight? I can't put my finger on it. Call it squeal, does it squirm? If the stress really burn, I can't put my finger on it. Can it fly? Will it try? If the wings are still wet, I can't put my finger on it. Can it hear? Listen real? Can it feel the threads of time? I can't put my finger on it. Does it glow? Will it shine? Does it leave a trail of slime? I can't put my finger on it. I said, I'll be surprised when I touch the doors inside. I said, I'll be surprised when I touch the doors inside. I'll be surprised when I touch the doors inside. I'll be surprised when I touch the doors inside. Is it alive? Does it right? There is a time under the sun. I can't put my finger on
used to like souvlaki. I'm not going to have it anymore. We're nearly at the end of the show now. You've been watching Under Melbourne Tonight. It only remains for me to thank everyone who came on tonight's show. That is Carlos Raven, who is Captain Cookin himself, and Keely in Keely's kitchen there with their wonderful twisty things. And James Hound Dog, who came in and looked at Spike Lee, and Tony Biggs, who came in and looked at everyone else. Our special guest comedian, Ed Flack, who you can see on Wednesday at the Inkerman Hotel in Inkerman Street, East St Kilda. And who else do I have to thank? Oh, Andrea, our Fox in the Box, and everyone involved with everything ever in the history of mankind. Now, our special guest band this week have been Times Bakery. This is their CD. It's called, it's upside down, but if you like, you can buy the other ones this way up as well. It's called Peas and Ginger Trifle, and you can see them, right, on next Wednesday at the Punters Club, and they're playing with a couple of other bands whose names I can't remember, but they don't matter because they're not as good as Times Bakery because they're grouse. And so go along and see them, and that's about it. I've been Stephen Hall. You've been watching Under Melbourne Tonight. We'll be back this time next week on Channel 31. Thanks very much. See you later. Bye.
Tonight's edition of Under Melbourne Tonight starred an awful lot of very clever people, including guests Times Bakery and Ed Flack. Under Melbourne Tonight was brought to you by Melbourne's very own Planet of Sound 3RRR, 102.7 on your FM dial.